Hi guys, Cosmin from Fix Your Camera here, and welcome to this channel. And in today's episode I will repair this Fujifilm X-E2, which has a shutter unit problem. As you can see, the shutter unit, it's on closed position, which usually on Fujifilm cameras the shutter stays always open. And I'm gonna open and replace the shutter. I'm lucky enough to have the replacement. It's not a new one, but it's fully working, which is really good. And basically the camera comes on, which is still a good thing. But beside the message I get on the screen, and nothing else happens. Even if I push on the buttons, the camera doesn't do anything. And I do get a noise, a mechanic sound, which definitely it's the shutter which tries to basically open, but apparently because it's faulty doesn't do that. And as you can see, I get that click, and then nothing happens. For those who need to do repairs on Fujifilm, since I'm gonna open the camera. On this camera, in order to get to the unit, in order to get to the shutter, I need to take off the back side of the camera, maybe even the top side. I don't remember, it was a long time ago when I repaired one. The motherboard and in the CCD, the image sensor, also I will take it off. So for you guys, if you have problems with one of these parts I'm taking off, this is a good way to learn how to do it, basically. So yeah, let's go. So in order to reach all the screws, I'm gonna need to take this peel off this fake letter, and to make it easier, I'm gonna need to heat up the cover, the letter, in order to reach the screws. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna take peel off the letter cover on the places where the screws are, and I will show you where that is on the next step. So I will use a hair dryer to make it a bit softer, the letter cover that covers the camera, in order to peel it off easily. So see you in a bit. I will take these screws out. Remember to put the screws. Probably the screws will be different, different length. This is, as you can see, it's a bit bigger than the other one. So as you can see, the back, now the back, we have the back which comes off. Very gently, don't pull this off, don't pull this too much, because there are two flat cables connecting with the other part of the camera, which I don't know if you can see, they are down there. Okay, so I will try to disconnect them. Man, they are in such a bad place. Okay. Okay, I'm trying to show you what it's to explain you what may be the best way to take this off, and I think the best way is to unlock there are two flat cables. So let me see, how can I explain you this. This is one which connects here. Let me zoom out a bit, zoom in a bit. All right, so one is here, which is this one, and connects over there, and the other one is this, a big flat cable, which this one connects with the screen of the back panel. This the big one has a lock on the flat cable. The small one doesn't have. It's just you need to pull it off, which I'm gonna do basically now. Okay, I don't know how I'm gonna put that back, but I'll think of that later on. Okay, so okay, so what I did, I just put my plastic tool. Hey, what's happening? Are you not focusing? My camera is not focusing anymore. Okay, seems to work now. Okay, so what I did, as you can see, this wing, little wing over here, which this locks. Let me zoom in a bit. Which this locks locks the flat cable. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you how I did it. So basically, I just put my tool over here and just push on it. It's really hard to show on camera how to do it. So okay, going forward, next step, I'm gonna take this shield off. And definitely in order to take the shield off, I need to take these screws also, because the shield connects with these screws, and then there are some other here, and I think underneath here there's some others. Okay, so let's continue. All right, sorry guys, the battery on my camera died, and the camera just shut off without giving any signal, and I continued explaining things, and while the camera wasn't recording. So basically, I didn't get any further. I was just explaining things about the camera. So in order to take this out, we took all the screws, necessary screws. There was somewhere here and on the sides, underneath here. And I realized we took this off. We can take it off completely by disconnecting this flat cable, which is really, this comes off really easy. And I just realized there is one screw left, should be only one screw left, which is underneath here. Let's see if this is true. Here you go. So be careful with this. This is how can I call it? It's a protection. It's a I don't know how to call it. I know what is that for, but I don't know how to call it. It's very important to put it back when we're gonna assemble the camera. Okay, so let's take hopefully our last screw. and just trying to take this out. I think this goes with the, yeah, all right, okay. So this is off now. There is this little thing which it's, I think it's for the wires for those who use dummy batteries, with the wires that sticking out the wires. Still, this is it's broken. On this camera was broken, so I don't mind. I don't care. Now we're gonna need to disconnect. Yeah, definitely we're gonna need to take off the top, because there's no way. Flat cables. Since I'm about to take the top part, I will disconnect all the flat cables, everything that connects with the top part. I will disconnect also this. This is the okay. This is the viewfinder. I will take, okay, this is done. This tape now just got stuck. Okay, and there's something else over here for who wants to, who needs to replace the motherboard. So basically, this is the operation. This is what you need to do in order to replace it. For most of you, you might say, well, Cosmin, this is too difficult for me. But that's why I'm trying to share with you this tutorial. And to be honest, once you have the necessary tools, and once you know what you need to do, it doesn't seem, it become less difficult. It's not difficult, to be honest. I don't see it difficult at all. If, at least for me, if someone shows me how to do it, it's this is about everything, not about this repairing cameras. And this is really easy. Just you need to pull it off like that. It's really extremely precise the way it goes here. When we're gonna ensemble all back in, we're gonna see how we're gonna put that back. Another flat cable, and as I can see, I think this is the flat cable. This is the let me see, I have it here. Yep, this is the shutter unit motor, and flat cable, as you can see, is the same. Is the same, and we are almost there. So basically, it's underneath the motherboard. Not only the motherboard, underneath the motherboard, and underneath the image sensor. And I'm trying to put everything in the same place. Oh, this is broken. Definitely, this is broken. Okay, that's fine. I can leave it there for now. Just leave it like that loose. Now I will disconnect this top part, this side. Okay, guys, sorry again. I just my memory got full, so I had to take everything out. So we were to the point where I managed to have the top cover, the top of the camera off, which is a good thing. What I'm gonna do, I will try to disconnect this last. We already opened this flat cable. I will try to disconnect this. This is not the right tool though. The perfect tool that I found so far was the one with the shrinking tube protection, which is becomes really handy. It doesn't damage at all the cable, the flat cables. Flat cables are extremely how can I call it, fragile. So it's really easy to damage a flat cable. So for the ones that want to take this, they need to take the motherboard. To replace the motherboard, they will need to take off all these wires. You need to basically assign all the wires in order to put them back in the same place. Otherwise, you risk to damage your camera. So and that's my washing machine. If you guys hear that music on the background, is my washing machine. So I hate when this happens. Okay, all right. Okay, I should leave it like that because it will happen again. So what I'm gonna do, because I need to reach the shutter unit, I will not touch these top wires. I will just leave as it is. Maybe I'm gonna need to take them off, but I'm not gonna take them off. Probably I will need to take these two wires, disconnect these two wires. But other than that, it should be fine because I will put everything on one side. I have my let's turn on my okay. It's so hard. Okay, I have a solution for that. I have a where is it? Should be somewhere around here. Okay, so I have this soldering quick alloy, which basically this melts down at 60 degrees. Is quick alloy. Quick alloy melts down at 60 degrees Celsius or 260 degrees Celsius. I don't know how it's 100 and something Fahrenheit. No, it's more. It's 200 or nearly 200 Fahrenheit. I might say something silly. So I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of this. I'm putting cleaning my soldering iron. Now I remember the name is soldering iron. So I put just a tiny bit over here and mix with the this iron, this stuff here. I just try to mix. What this will do will mix all the new alloy with the old alloy, and it will become really as you can see, it came off, becomes a lower temperature, because it becomes a lower temperature alloy, and that helps to take it off without damaging either the wire or the soldering point. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that, and I'm not gonna take any other wires off for now. I'm done with the soldering iron. All right, let's see how can we take this without without creating any future damage. So this comes off from here. This connects. This goes with the body here. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, is moving. I'm trying to understand where does that happens in order to make my next step. There are some spacers. Be very careful underneath here. There are some spacers. So, oops. Okay, nothing happened. I just scared myself because if it's extremely, if you lose the spacers, or if you lose the place where any spacers goes, definitely you're gonna disalign the sensor, the image sensor. So in order to avoid that, I will try to take, because the spacers on the top here are coming out, so I will try to take them away. There are two of them. Let me see if this, yes. Okay, it's better if I take them out like that. Doesn't matter the position. What matters it's where this goes, which this one goes on the down side here. Okay, so I will do something. I will sign that up. I'll put a sign. I'm gonna put one dot on each spacer and one dot here, and I'm gonna put two dots here and three dots here, and I will sign all the spacers. Some cameras have spacers, which is amazing. Some which is by that it's extremely easy to take off the camera and repair. If you need to take off the sensor, the image sensor, it's extremely easy to do so. So you just carefully take your spacers out and then you put them back. Instead, there are some others which Canon does. They have normal spacers. They have underneath. There are some springs. In some next videos, I will show you, and I will talk a bit more in detail about that. But there are some springs that are pushing towards the screws, and then you calibrate. You calibrate the image sensor. So every time you take the sensor out, you need to recalibrate the sensor, and you need a proper tool for that. But let's continue with our work over here and try to understand how we can take this off without creating too much damage. coming off. All right, so that should be it. I'm trying to get a place where I can take this off without making too much movement and keeping the spacers. Interesting. Yeah, I just took out, I think I took out too many screws. Yes, I took out too many screws, but it's fine. I'm gonna put this straight away because otherwise I risk to put lots of dirt inside. Okay, I'm gonna put this away for now and just show you what I'm doing here. All right. Okay. I do hope there's no kind of dust underneath the filter, and I need to put something which I will come back in a second. Now we were finally got to the point where we oh, spacers. So I'm gonna put this was 2. Okay guys, extremely gently I will put like 2. Sign this with 2 dots, 1 and 2, and the one underneath the same, because it's very easy to, extremely easy to mix them. I found another spacer, which this is really a big problem. The good thing is I found it on this side, was over here, which it's okay. So this spacer definitely is from here. So this belongs to spacer number 1. Okay. It's extremely tricky with these spacers number 1. Okay, looks fine for me. I can take this away for now. And let's start putting everything back. Okay, so definitely it's not amazing, but it's not that bad, isn't it? What do you think, guys? Is it bad? Is it not? Okay, so now I can leave this this away. I will just prepare these wires like that for the. But before doing so, I will put this tape back in place. There's some dirt over here, so I will take this big chunk of dirt. Okay, so I just realized I was starting adding the wrong screws to the wrong place, but I figure out. So I will continue. I just had a look to try to remember what was the right position of the screws. So this short one goes over here, and then come on. Yep, this short one goes over here, and there are long ones, some really long ones that goes on the sides here. So I will put the wires, and since I use that low temperature alloy, I will clean these pads, because that alloy is not recommended to use it as a how can I call it, as a joining point. So I will clean this up, and I will clean the wires, and I will start connecting the wires back in place, and carry on with the work and assembling, continue to assembling the camera. During this time, I don't think it's necessary to talk, so I will just speed up a bit. Okay, so I had to make my special tweezers. I had to put some. Come on, you can focus. So I had to put some a shrinking tube. It's electrical shrinking tube. I don't know if it might be had some different name, but you might understand what I'm trying to explain. So this is amazing because it's not damaging the these flat cables, so I can manage a bit better to when I need to put them back. Otherwise, you know, the metal, only using the metallic tweezers, it's a high risk to damage. I'm not gonna put it back in now. I'm gonna put this one. So I will carry on with the work in high speed. So this is the hardest part, where I have to basically connect the screen, LCD screen connector, which unfortunately I can't show you what I'm doing because I'm struggling by myself to add this part, but you might figure out by yourself. It's so damn hard. All right, so I've connected. I hope I connect everything back in place. I'm gonna put the battery before closing everything. I will put the battery and see if we have screen and if we have a working camera. So the screen works. There's no sound, no error sound. The menu is working, which before wasn't able to browse through the menu. Okay, and now I'm gonna put this on the manual. It's okay like that. I'm gonna put this on 0, doesn't matter. And let's see if it, yes, I have some recording from the sensor, which this is a good thing. And let's see if it works. Oh, okay, since I don't have a lens on, I probably have to put on no chip. There's a setting. Shoot without lens. Shoot without lens. It's on off. I'm gonna turn this option on, and should work. Let's see. Ooh, isn't that amazing? Okay, so I have an eighth of a second. I'm gonna put the max, which is 4,000. That will, if this shutter has any problem, gives any problem, it will not work. So as you can see, it's extremely fast. I'm gonna just put it on 1/4 of a second. So now we have a fully working camera. I'm quite happy that I managed to replace the shutter unit and the problem to be related with the shutter, which to be honest, shutter unit, it's one of the most difficult parts to replace on the cameras. And in order to reach the shutter, you have to disassemble almost completely the camera. This is quite easy to do it. It's small because it's small, and Fujifilm, the way the Fujifilm made it, it's like it becomes a bit difficult. But overall, I didn't find it that difficult. And with other cameras like Canons and Nikon, Canon, Sony are pretty much the same, are way more difficult because cameras are more complex than this one. This is a mirrorless camera, which is extremely easy to replace the shutter. On a normal pentaprism system, it's way more difficult to replace the shutter unit. But hey, we made it with this camera, little camera, which is I know this camera. I worked with this camera in past. I've done some photography with this model, and let me tell you, it's an amazing camera. And that being said, I hope you enjoyed. If you're still here watching this video, I hope you enjoyed this repairing tutorial. And if you consider this video helpful, please make a like, put a like, share, and consider to subscribe also. Actually, before finishing, since we are here, I decided to show on camera the complete assembling. So I will do a speed up. I will speed up the process, but I will show completely until this camera is completely assembled.